Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Ewan. Now if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. Also, I do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. Now this is going to be an updated review, being that I have done Ewan as a 5-star review before. I'll put a link to that video below. Anyways, we're going to go over Ewan now with his manifest weapon as opposed to before. So keep in mind that Ewan was actually already boosted once in Japan, which got translated over to global, where one of his moves, Destruction, got boosted where he had additional 35% power boost to himself. And you can see that move right here. Before it was just a blunt attack single enemy, and then it boosted itself, I think 20 or 25%, so a lot less. But with the manifest weapon, not only does it boost Destruction, it also boosts Lava Impact. And you can see that Lava Impact is the go-to move, 2x XL single target blunt fire attack. And also note the MP cost for both of them. Now as you know, manifest weapons not only enhance the moves, they do reduce the MP cost of both moves that they enhance as well. And so, for example, for most physical users, where their MP does run dry, especially if their MP costs for their moves are between 40 and 50, that's a welcome bonus for the manifest weapons. Not to mention that manifest weapons are currently the strongest weapons in the game. So even their base stats, for example, you can see that is a boost over some of the other weapons we have access to. Now look at Destruction now. Crazy damage potential. Not only does it have the first two, which is the single target blunt and power to himself 35%, it lasts 3 turns. The hammer damage is also increased for the entire party by 50%. So mind you, we're not using an entire hammer party. He's going to fit most likely into a fire-based party. So he might only boost himself by 50, but that's 50 on top of 35. Now keep in mind that because these are different boosts and buffs to himself, all the damage is calculated separately. So you do get a full 85% boost to damage this way, as opposed to, for example, stacking power on himself and then VCing in another power boost. Also note Lava Impact. Not only is the XL 2x damage, which is the standard, you got physical resistance minus 15%, 3x stackable, as well you have fire boost of his own damage 20% stackable 3 times. So remember that the stacks go with for example, for physical resistance is 15 and then half of that and then half of that for a total of 30% physical resistance down. As well, fire boost to himself 20, then 10, 10 for 40% increased damage. So just adding all those up essentially doubles his damage on top of his regular Grasta, which you also equip, in my case 20, 20, 30. So he's going to do some insane damage, and we're going to take out our frustrations on Rot Rival, being that Rot Rival is a very tough boss for most of us before the advent of having Fire Zone as well as very powerful weapons. So I'm going to start the same way as I usually do. I'm going to use Princess Bloom, and if you're wondering why I use that, it's only because Rot Rival's Wind AoE can wipe a party without any mitigations. Since we don't have Aurora Force here, we use Fire Zone to reduce wind damage by 50%, and we also have Princess Bloom putting an additional wind shield on us. So the first turn is right there. Remember that AS Garyu does get an int and damage bonus to himself for every fire type attack during that turn, and he gets that power at the end of the turn for the next use. So in turn 2, we're going to just swap out our less useful Miyu, and we're going to bring in Sukiya. Now in previous battles, I would use Howling Surge to decrease physical resistance by 50% and then do all-out moves. But now with the advent of having, Ewan stacking physical resistance debuff on the enemy, there is no need for that, and we're going to go straight to her go-to fire attack, which is her Unburdened Embers, which automatically does critical for the next turn. So in an AF, of course, she'll just keep on getting crits over and over and over again. Now note the damage that Ewan is causing. 800,000 damage per hit times 2, 900,000 damage times 2. We're talking almost 2 million per hit of his. And even with AS Garyu doing his final Infernal Demise. It's a single hit of 2 million, and of course it depletes his 5 orbs so that his stacks of damage go down. At the very end of the AF, also remember that the damage potential went down because once an enemy is dead, all the debuffs fade and you don't get to have all those benefits of stacking that damage. So in conclusion, with the Manifest weapons, Ewan is among the top fire DPS users in the game, and I would say he would rival many of my characters for the top spot in a fire-based team. Like I said in earlier videos, even Xion with his Manifest weapon is quite good, but he does get outmoded, unfortunately, with some of the characters like Sukiya, Garyu AS, of course, Ewan, and then, whoever you want to fit as your fourth. There's AS Kani, there's many to choose from. So, it's time to dust off Ewan and put him in your top fire-based DPS team. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.